It's really important that you have a score that you can write on. So now you can start to trace in your notes, just like that. Later on, I'm going to show you that if you hit a sharp or a flat, it depends on where you aim the line, if you trace above the note or below the note. So here I've just traced in some of the vocal parts: soprano, alto, tenor, and bass in those 4 colors. Circle the rest if you have them, because they count. So we're still in 4/4 here. No rests. And start tracing. So up, flat, down, down, up, down, flat. Sopranos. Altos split here. Flat, flat. And this goes flat, up a little, and then flat. And then they both come together again, like the 2 train tracks. And then it's home free for these guys. Up, there's a ledger line there, so down a hair. And then up again. Okay, tenors. Same idea. Basses. Flat, flat, flat. Okay, this one splits again. So from this note, someone goes down, someone stays up. Up a hair, and then you have down. Basically these parallel, that's another thing you have to keep in mind. Second space, first line, that one drops 2. And then up again, and flat. And nope, you stay. Right now I'm doing this line right here, it's the horn 1 and 2, and there's a note right there that's sharp. How do you deal with that when you're tracing? What you do is, if you look at that, just ignore it as a key signature, like it's telling you what key it is, and just look at where those little hashtag signs are. There's one on the second space, and there's one on the 3rd line. Now if you look at that note there, that has the sharp in front of it, and if you trace it all the way back, that note is on the 4th space. And if you look over it, there's no sharp sign there. It's not telling you to sharp a sharp. It's just telling you to sharp the note that's there. So that's the first thing to check. Now, what does it mean? What it means for a note to be played sharp is that it's played up a half step. So basically, you're going to play that note as if it's on the line rather than on the space. So there's going to be, it's sort of as if there's more space in between those notes than there is. So take that top note and mentally just bump it up to the line. That's a half step. So what do you do when you trace it? Well, you do exactly that. You trace from this note here to that note that's sharp, but you aim high. So if it was regular, it would just be like that. It would go from the line to the space, up half a step, crossing the line. Now to sharp it, you want to actually bring that circle up to the top here. So what you want to do is just angle it up a little more, so it's over. And now get your point across. And then when you come down, and now you see that it just stays flat. So keep it flat and up. And going up there. And then you're sort of back on track. Like that. So that is how you steer yourself. Where are you? Like that. So that is how you steer yourself around a sharp. You just aim high. You just aim where it would be if the sharp wasn't there. Now, right here, actually, this is why processing a score is so much fun. This is how you get a really intimate knowledge of the score, because you're going to be doing this for weeks, for months. I did a score for a very long piece of music several years ago that took me about 4 months to process it entirely, but by then I knew it backwards and forwards and inside and out and upside down and backwards. And by the time we had the concert, I could do it with my eyes closed. And once you do it like this, then you never forget it too. Like, you can pick it up and do it again in years. So if you look at this note right here, if you look right there, you have a natural. Now what that does is that tells you that that note should be sharp, either as written or because of the key it's in, but here it's not. This is the key signature, D major. So basically what that means is it tells you where all the notes will lie unless something is obviously different, in which case it'll be marked. So if it's D major, then it's D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. sort of knowing that can help you. Like here, for example, the key changes, so there's one flat here. So this line, sometimes you actually draw it in, so you say, okay, every note that hits that note, or an octave above or below, is going to be that note flat. When you find a note that's a sharp or a flat, and you're tracing it, like I showed you before, you have to aim high or aim low, because what the tracing is doing is it's drawing lines between the dots in a way that when you're scanning through it really quickly, you can see what they do. So if a line, say here, you can see that it'll go low here and then it'll go up and then it'll swell here and come down. And that's what the line tells you. It doesn't tell you anything about what pitches the note should be. It just tells you, okay, this is what you're going to be hearing. So that's what the tracing does. So that's why if you have a sharp or a flat, when you're tracing it in, you have to aim high or aim low, because that's what you're hearing. It doesn't tell you what the note actually is.